Hey folks, Species7 here. Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to Farm Sim 17. As you can see, I've got the ever-inspiring hired help out running our new combine. Excellent, because we have other things to do. I ran enough missions, as I said, after advancing time to allow our own crops to grow. Well, that also allowed all of the missions to basically reset. So I have run a bunch more missions, and that allowed me to buy this piece of phenomenal technology. Yes, indeed, it is the Eurobus 333T. Yeah, or 330 actually. It's not the 333. I didn't have the extra $3. So, there we go. Not the biggest puppy in the world, but then again, well, this ain't exactly a big dog pulling it around either. But it is 900 and change per trailer load of straw currently. So that's not, well, I'm sure if this was anything but hard mode, we'd probably actually be just, you know, walking proud on what we were making here. But it is, and, well, we're not. Which brings me to sort of my first point of the day. Well, you gotta have a point to your day, right? I've noticed just about everybody, at least that I follow on YouTube and Farming Simulator, has chosen to go a slightly different route. There we go. I guess it's mainly just to, you know, look at all the new mechanics and all the new gear, etc., etc. There's sort of, I think most guys have brought the money mod in and then just basically loaded up with whatever kit they want, which is why we're a good dozen or so episodes in now, and I'm still struggling like a little, you know, noob here. Because the developers were absolutely right about one thing when they said that hard mode was actually hard this time. It is reasonably hard to make a living. If we actually look at what, let's get into our Statosaurus here a little bit. Where is it? Missions completed. I've done 90 missions now. Yeah. And we're sitting at $24,000. We have 2 small tractors, harvester, a small trailer, this piece of kit, you know, and the very base in pretty much anything else, including one thing that I realized is going to be an issue. When it comes time to plows our fields again, we're a little bit screwed. The first time I did it, and all the fields showed they needed plowed, so we should, providing I haven't been driving around on them too much, etc., be able to get rid of a couple of, or get through, I should say, at least a couple of crops before they require plowing again. Problem is, when I did them the first time, we had a tractor that would pull the plow we actually have. We don't now. This tractor is our most beautiful, and it's 102 horse. The plow we have requires 1.5. So yeah, there's, oops. So busy yapping, so not busy thinking. Yeah, we need a 150 horse tractor basically to yanketh that plow through the dirt. This little puppy ain't gonna do it. It barely handled that other seeder, so there we go. Another $1,000. Well, almost. Oh, excuse me. Briefly mute the mic. Alright, I hope that works. Okay, we're $1,000 richer. May not be a whole bunch, but it is a whole bunch of something. Alrighty. How's our happy harvest person doing? They look like they're steady on. Excellent. So as you can see, selling the straw is not going to make us a whole colossal of money. That's the second trailer off of this field. Second? Something like that. But see that little thing that just flashed up there, $183 wage payment? That's what the straw is covering. It has, in fact, once I get everything off of this field, it will have covered all of the wages we paid out on this field, right from the plowing forward. Now, some operations we did ourselves, that cost us only the wear and tear on the kit, but a lot of it, yeah, we did hire out, and the straw has covered that, plus basically we are now in the profit zone, and turning that towards the same sort of a deal, well, we've covered at least the hiring of what that particular bit of harvesting is going to cost us. Helper C has a full grain tank. Alright, well, I'd be thinking they're telling me that because they expect me, of all people, to actually do something about it. So, I guess I will. In a moment. Yeah, I know, they're costing me money. But oh, that was, to say the least, rather poorly done. I don't know what we're going to get as a return. Now, this is just the straw. The return on the actual crop itself, I have not yet, had a look at. I believe we got about 15,000 liter off of this field, if I'm even close to what I remember. So that's not too bad. Again, on hard mode, it's not, that should clear us about 10K, I hope. I hope. Alright. So before we tackle the straw on this field, some of which I'm going to sell, some of which I'm actually going to run down to the Amanolis. Not that we have any, but just in case something breaks. Like the bank or something, and we end up with a bunch of money. But yeah, I think it won't hurt us to at least get a little bit of this sent over to our critères. Alright, let's send Jethro home for a moment. So anyway, back to my first point, which was the first point. And that first point is, shall I indeed continue this way? It makes for a little bit of a slow series. But at the same token, it'll also show us that, hey, you can in fact start with just the little they give you, and, okay, I take it you're full. And with a heck of a lot of hard work and a bunch of missions, you can get through. Now, I didn't need to do 90 missions. Let's face it, I could just as simply, okay, you don't need that on anymore. Just as simply done about half of that and simply leased the equipment that we need. But that's a route we can do on another run, right? So, but yeah, let me know if you guys would rather see me just simply add 10 mil to the account and quit screwing around with all the small stuff and the hard stuff. Yeah, there was a time. Let me know. I can do that. It's a press of a couple of buttons and bazingo, we go from 0 to hero. Of course, I can also go and collect the other 50 gold nuggets that are on my map. That would give us $1 million, euros, pounds, wherever we are in. Alrighty. And barley is... Oh! Why? Dang, man. Yeah, I'm on a roll today, aren't I? I tried to deliver the wheat here, or the straw here, and the barley into the barn. I know what it is. I can't think and talk today. That's, well, that's really bad. Alright, a little more into silos. Okay, goody for you. So yeah, the whole plow situation, basically there is one step down, the same size plow, but one that takes much less horsepower to pull, for about 13K. The one we have now is worth about 15. So the plow thing's not a huge issue. We can certainly switch it up when it comes to that point. But hopefully, from what I understand, the way the game is supposed to work, we should get at least 3 or 4 harvests in before that becomes a really serious issue for us. So, let's hope that is in fact the case. Alright, a hop skippity jumpity out. And a big run, Forrest, run. Back down the hill. Man, I so miss having animals, you know? All the ladies and all the woolly crunchies and, you know, of course, where can you be without roly-poly pigs? I do miss those. And they are, granted, they're here for the taking, but, yeah, we're just not in a position to look after them very well if we do take them. You know? And, I'm the kind of person that, well, I mean, I went out and painted every single room in a house just to make sure I had enough behind me to go get myself a kitty from the pound. You know? So yeah, I'm not going to go buying a bunch of critters that we don't have the kit in place to look after. So, nothing going to happen, so it's going to be a while before we get the delightful bahs and grunts and moos that we are so used to. And that make this game far more alive than any amount of white pickup trucks driving down the road could ever do. Yes, I'm just not a fan of white pickups, man. They're just too common. You know, I don't know when that started, this whole thing of, you know, let's put every darn truck that's out there, let's paint it white. But at least in this town, I'm pretty sure you could sit by the corner of any well-traveled road here in town and 70% of the vehicles that would go by would be white pickup trucks. Of course, granted, although there are a number of purple cars around, including mine, there's not a lot of purple pickup trucks around. But hey, this is a game. Helper H has completed their task. Well, that's wonderful. Come the end of this row, well, sort of completed this task. Perhaps 98, 99. You're just not gonna do it, eh? Well, that's terribly disturbing. There we go. Alright. Let's drop you off there. Well, if you've finished your task, get out of the truck and go home. What are you doing? Yeah, I see this is still happening, eh? When they're done, until you basically take over, they're just going to sit there and do that sort of thing. And nothing's actually coming out. You can see the pile's not getting any bigger. There we go. You have to actually start the thing up. And pipe out. Excellent harvester. That's 2 fields. Give you that wee bit of barley. So that first trailer we took away, I do believe that was the only full trailer we took off of this field. I could be wrong though, it seems to be an awful lot coming out of this one for those last few rows. So maybe we got two. Maybe we'll just have a little looky here. Alright, let's take you downhill and tuck you away. Far too expensive to leave out in the rain, my friend. Let's close your little hatches. The idea being at one point these will probably become places to dump such lovelies as sugar beets and spuds and such. But for now, they will provide a home for my 85 mission harvester. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. Alright, so that's that. Let's take this down and empty it out, and then we'll take a little drive out to, I don't know, either the cows or the pigs. See what we're up for. Bum 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 bum. Not a bad little tractor, this thing. Not bad at all. So today, there we go. Today is Sunday. So, this evening, I will hand out the first set of keys to the server. Just any of you that entered and answered, just check on the forum. Let's see. I don't know. Let's say 6 p.m. By 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, I will have PM'd all of you with your forum pass, or your server passwords. So, happy, joy. Of course, that's actually tomorrow. That's why I sort of kind of sat there confused for a second, thinking, okay, what is it I'm doing at about that time? But it's actually, of course, Saturday here in the real world. YouTube land, it's Sunday. So, there you are. Most of you, yeah, we definitely got enough responses to fill up the server. Okay, so we've got 18,000 liter of wheat. We've got 23,000. Obviously, that wasn't the only one of barley. So there we go, guys. We've got a little bit of crop. So, oh, that harvester's still got, oh, silly me. I've still got another field to harvest. Wow. Alright. So, yeah. By the time you see this, we'll only be a few hours away from getting the first group of people on the server. Make sure, before you log on, that you do have a look on the board that says server, to make sure you have all of the mods. And to make it really simple, basically anything that is on the in-game mod hub, I have installed, if it's not in beta. The only exception to that is the light add-on mod. For some reason, as soon as the server gobbled it up, it went, there are errors. I don't really want to do that because I don't want to crash the server. So let's make sure that you do have the right mods in place. Because if you don't, it could result in anything from the server simply not letting you join because files don't match, to if you do get on again, you could end up crashing the server. And that would not be good, because I can't be on 24 hours a day, neither can Eustace, neither can TBF. So if the server crashes and none of us know about it, we can't light it back up. So there you go. Now let's have a wee looky about on a bigger map. Actually, let's go for the big boys map. Okay. There we go. Now I want to go. I want to go to the piggies. Sure. Let's give the piggies the first load, shall we? Let's tag the place. Because, well, there's really no point in hitting the teleport button, because I don't think it'll actually teleport you there with your gear. I don't know. I haven't tried, and quite frankly, I don't want to know that it can do that. So don't tell me if it can, alright? Seriously, I don't need that sort of non-immersive element in this game at all. You know, the teleport function, handy as heck. Not while I'm playing, but when I'm running missions. Yeah, indispensable. Rather than driving field to field to field to field, just clicking on the button, finishing the mission, clicking on the button, finishing the mission. It's wonderful. So, let's go, piggies. Yes, indeed. Kind of strange, eh? Farm Sim 15, the very last mission, or the very last achievement I got was the 50 missions, because you had to get all 50 in one save. Now I've done 90 missions on this same cave save. Of course, it's not worth an achievement this time. Alright, I'm pretty sure I want this road. Yep, I see a green light in the distance. Oh, railway crossing. Looks good. I think Giants did a pretty good job with this map overall. You know, it's got enough diversity in it that you don't feel like you're, you know, traveling down the same road to try and get to the same places over and over and over and over again at all, which is really nice. Alright, now I have no idea at all where they think straw might go. Yeah, that's for dropping actual pigglies. Let's check down here. Well, I'm getting a tip. Nope, not for straw. I didn't really think so. But, you know, I mean, the other one I believe is water. I did want. Oh no, I didn't. That was on the server. Not accepted. Gar. Ah, there we go. I would have picked that one first if I'd have seen it actually. I'll bet they accepted here. Okay. That's it. Well. That was exciting. Yeehaw. I don't think the sheep actually need straw, do they? Man. There we go. 1,827 liters. Yeah. The sheep don't require that. So it's just the cows. Oh boy. That was just worthy. Might as well quickly do that. Well, I guess I'm off to the that place which does contain cows. Alrighty. And for some reason my load feels no lighter. Ooh. You know what I should do though? Is, yes indeed, get this back active. told the agency I was going to need a helper pretty much for the entire day. And they're probably wondering why I haven't ordered anyone up. So here we go. Let's take this down to where it's needed. We got an hour and a half on the old clicker ticker now. So she is no longer the pristine piece of kit that we bought. Alright. Let's open it up. Lovely. Let's start it up. Need to be a little further over there. Alright. And let's hire ourselves up a worker. Enough. You go. You go, you go. Holy crack. Man. Be tasting that for a while. Alright, now. Yes, indeed. No, no. Yes. Oh. Yeah, I didn't think it was going to be that simple. It's going to be a little bit of a trip, actually. Actually, it looks like it might be quicker to go the other way. This way. So she's cut out to the road here. And zing along past the bagar and such places. I'd enabled an extra mirror. That was such exciting news. I thought I'd throw it out there, but I have. Yes, in fact, I know this tractor doesn't sport more than 3 mirrors, but I have enabled more than 3. So, if we ever own a piece of kit that has 4 mirrors, we'll be able to look in all 4. It's brilliant technology, that is. 35 mile an hour. So, we still can't do the speed limit. I don't think this fellow's doing the speed limit either. Seeing as we're doing under 30 mile an hour. Oh, 15 mile an hour. Now we're exceeding the speed limit. That's what well, that was a short-lived exercise, wasn't it? Okay. Maplefield. Alrighty. Welcome to the Maplefield Diner. Come on, fella. Move along. Bum, 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 bum. There we are. We're on the right side of the river. Yeah, I'm just about done following you. We're going to cut through the residential zone here. Whoopsie. And yeah. Let's head around behind the school. Still gotta find me a basketball court with a working basketball. Get the achievement for the 3-pointer. zoom across the highway, past Goldcrest Mall. I'm pretty sure we're exceeding the speed limit now. Yeah, English is a second language, who knew? There it is, the home of cows everywhere. And in we go. Alrighty. Here they are. Fine, fine folk. Which we have then. Alright. There we go. Ooh, they took a little more. Oh. Can I, in fact... I believe it's what, Control I? There we go. I love that. It's this kind of thing that is distinguishing Farm Sim 17, at least in my opinion. You know, that just makes so much sense. You know, why the heck would I haul this all the way back when as soon as we do get cows, I'm going to go, well, now I don't have enough straw and come all the way back out here. It's just doesn't no make a sense. Kind of like the direction I chose to pick here. Doesn't no make a sense. Okay, it seems to be the only thing that has absolutely no connection back to the road. Alrighty, well, might be considered cheating by some and illegal by others, but I'm going to cheat my way back onto the highway here. Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-boom. Alright, and with that, guys, well, I think I'm going to head back, see how the harvest is going, and pick up some more straw. So, let me know in the comments down below what it is you'd like to see us do here on the farm, if it's anything other than what we are doing. And again, this being Sunday, make sure you check the forums this evening if you entered the contest to get on the server, because you will be, helper 1 is a full grain tank. That's a good start. Actually, I guess that's helper I. L, who knows? Alright folks, this has been Species 7 for Farm Sim 17 here on Goldcrest Valley, struggling along in hard mode. Take care of each other, folks, and ciao for now. Well, you'll be wanting that harvested for a couple of dollars. Ooh, train track.